Welcome to Living a Sustainable Dream. Today I'd like to talk with you about having a washing machine and living off-grid. My husband and I, when we were first talking about living off-grid, one of the things we decided is that we wanted to have as many modern conveniences as we could. And one of the things that came on that list pretty early on was having a washing machine. Mark and I decided we wanted a washing machine because we didn't want to wash our clothes by hand, because we also knew that we would have a lot to do on the homestead, and we knew we probably wouldn't be able to have a clothes dryer, because those take tons of power. But we didn't mind the option of hang drying our clothes, no problem. And for me, hang drying the clothes is kind of a little nostalgic, because when I was younger, my grandma would hang the clothes, and especially hang sheets on the clothesline. And so when we would go to the cabin, and at night, I can remember as a kid crawling into bed, she had these old hospital beds, you know, the hospital beds with the white and the bars. You'd climb into those beds, they were doubles, and the mattresses were the gushiest things ever. And you would just sink into the bed, and then you would smell the sheets. Oh my gosh. And they lived in the redwoods, and so it was the smell of the redwoods. It was just awesome. So, you know, the thought of doing hanging up clothes was not a terrible thing for me. And 5 years later, it still is not that bad. So anyway, the one thing though that we didn't want to do was hand wash our laundry. So we wanted a washing machine. Our first washing machine when we got to our homestead and built our home was we had an old Kenmore 70 series. It was a top load. It had an agitator. I loved it. And the good thing about it was it had no phantom loads, which is one thing you want to look for when you're looking for a washing machine to have when you're off grid. And even if you're on the grid, if you want to use less power, get a machine that doesn't do phantom loads, which means there's no clock running, there's no little computer chip checking into anything, it's not running any power. When your machine is off, your machine is truly off. It's not taking any drag of any little trickle energy, okay? So that machine that we first had no phantom loads, which was great. When it was off, and we didn't have to worry about any power being used from that particular appliance. The drawback, though, was it took a lot of power and it took quite a bit of energy. So, what I would have to do is I would tag the weather. I would look for the weather for the week, and I'd be like, oh, we're going to have a sunny day on Wednesday? Well, Wednesday will be laundry day. So, you know, and that was fine. It was no big deal. But last summer, my oldie but goodie washing machine died. Yeah, I was bummed. I love that thing. It was easy, it was basic, and it worked well. But my husband repaired it probably 3 times, and it finally just gave up the ghost. So Mark and I were on the hunt for a new washing machine. Now I'm going to tell you, going on the hunt for a new appliance for Mark and I usually takes a lot of time and a lot of research. And when your washing machine is going out, or it's out, you're going to the laundromat. So I was hoping that we could find one or find something quickly. So anyway, one day while we were at Sears, we went in and we just started looking at the washing machines. There was a top load that I liked, and there was a front load that I liked. And Mark liked them both as well. The top load that I liked. It was basic, no bells and whistles, and it took no extra draw, no phantom loads. But it did take a lot of water, and it did take a lot of power. The one thing, though, that I found out about those top loads with the agitator, because I really like the agitator because it really, to me, gets clothes clean, is most of the top loads now, it may look like there's an agitator, that little cylinder that you see that sits in the middle of your washing machine, make sure that it really turns. I was asking the Sears people, and there's only one top load that actually has the agitator that actually turns. So just as an aside, if you want the agitator, make sure it really does it. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, with that being said, then we were looking at this particular machine, the front load, and this had 2 more things that really sold us. Okay, so with this machine, in regards to the water, this takes between 10 and 20 gallons of water per load. There's loads that are heavy duty that take a little bit more, And then they have some express washes that take a little bit less water. But 10 to 20 gallons of water per load is really good, compared to the top load, which takes 40 to 50 gallons of water per load. Okay, a little bit of difference. For us though, being off grid, the less water is great because it also means our pumps, our water pumps to pump from our well to our cistern and our cistern into our pressure pot, which is right here, the gray thing you're seeing off to the side. It runs those less, so all around we're using less power, which for us is pretty crucial, pretty good. The second thing is the power. This one takes 5 amps to run a load, which means it's 0.7% off my battery bank, which is really good. On the other hand, the top loads take 10 amp hours. They're double, and they take 1.4% off of my battery bank, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're doing loads of laundry on winter days and you need to do some and you're on low power, as much power, least amount of power as possible is where this comes into play. So my husband and I decided to get this machine here. It's a Kenmore Connect, and I think the model number is 41162. And I've had it since last summer. I really like it. It does a nice job. I don't really even have to tag the weather anymore. So the 3 things to look for, or that we look for when having a washing machine and being off grid with solar and generator backup, is we look for 1, no phantom loads. When the machine is off, it's off. 2, the least amount of water usage as possible. And 3, the least amount of power, which is probably the most important, the least amount of power as possible per load. So I hope this video helped. And even if you're on grid, to look for these things will help you in your power bill. It may make your power bill a little bit less. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. And if you would like or subscribe, that really helps us to know that you're enjoying the videos. And we hope that you'll join us on our next video. Thank you very much. And again, this is Living a Sustainable Dream. I wanted to take just a moment to show you where you can find on your washing machine how many amps it takes to run a load of laundry. If you have a front load like we do, just open up the door and you are going to find a little silver sticker on the top. So here's where it says. It says 120 volts, 60 hertz, and then here's the amps, and it says 5A or 5 amps. And if you have a top load, you just open up the door on the top of your machine, look towards the back, and again, you'll find a sticker very similar to that. I always find it interesting to find out how much energy our appliances are taking. So I hope you also will enjoy finding how much energy your washing machine takes. Enjoy, and catch you on the next video.